more healing potions in the dungeon. Unfortunately, you didn't find them so early, but they were there.
Right. Well, we did find a couple. Just
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
we got
yes, because for
potion of
example,
healing. I think we
if
got
you,
three of them now. But yeah,
if
the
you
wizard just haven't got one.
if you remember the room where the wizard was killed, which was one of the smallest rooms in the board.
Yeah, that had
Uh,
the potion of healing in it.
yeah, but unfortunately, you didn't explore those two rooms early on the quest on the game,
Every
and you
GM's
have them
nightmare.
really close, but you didn't explore it, and you go to another side of the board. So, well, there are things that can happen, and they have
Oh
happened.
yeah, totally
But
acceptable.
in the first place test, there were not a healing potion on such a chest. I added it later. Well, let's see. I, I think there are enough healing potions with the equipment you start, but well, if no, not everybody explores the dungeon in the same way, of course.
Right.
But let's see, doesn't matter. Thank you for your comment. Of course, you are free to comment anything you want. Of course, this is not a fix. Those kind of things are the ones that I am trying to fix. Uh, but we should not forget that we are playing in the most conservative way. The aim of this playtest is trying to demonstrate that not two very well equipped party of heroes are able to finish the quest. So we are playing in a conservative way. That's the reason
Wait,
why I didn't give you a crossbow since the beginning, because the crossbow is a very powerful weapon if you
Well,
have it.
yeah, and I get that part that it's a play test because when do you normally play the Dark Company? After you've played the four or I mean, played the 14 original. So
Yeah,
whatever you have, you go into with this. And yes, you could just say, listen, I want to load my guys up so they're tanks and they feel powerful, and then give them enough monsters to have a constant fight the whole time. You can do that too. But what we're starting from, you're wanting this to be as solid as can be, that yes, it is possible to win it, even if you don't have all of the best gear.
yes,
But you can
that's the objective, trying to
spend all your
demonstrate it.
gold to get three crossbows or whatever.
well, well, no, not even thinking that. Just like most of what we started with was artifacts anyway. I mean, the only gear we really started with was two shields, two chainmail, and the helmets and a dagger. And a dagger is actually starting equipment. You know, what I mean? I was just looking at it that way.
Hmm.
I'm not like I love artifacts, so like I'm not complaining about getting all these artifacts. I think that's great. You know what I mean? I was just looking at it like even at that, even if you maybe added up what all that gear, whatever the chain, the shields, and the helmet costs, it's really not a lot in comparison to what you could get going through. But then, like I said, you could have heroes dying along the way before they even got to here and have already been replaced.
Right.
So you might have a couple
Yeah.
fresh heroes and a couple more experienced ones. But I just thought it was interesting. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm glad that yes, I'm glad that there's a lot of artifacts.
Hmm. All good comments. Well, and the thing is,
Yes.
there's so many variables because yes, you can crunch the numbers as I've done and figure how much gold can you really squeeze out of the 14 quests and what could you use that gold maximally to buy. But then there's the problem of nobody tells you you have to play them in a certain order. So you could play Keller's Keep and then come back to this, and then maybe you bought some more potions in between. Who's to say, right? So Yeah, there can be a lot of
And I would,
possibilities.
sorry, Kurgan,
Mhm.
I would advance you that this quest, the redesign I am doing, will include an alchemist shop too, okay, with
Right.
new potions, healing potions, okay.
Hmm.
But again, I thought interesting to start playing without anyone.
Right.
Because I'm looking for the conservative situation, the most one.
Hmm. Exactly.
Well, the other thing I do kind of like that it didn't start with any potions is that it opens it up to players that played with the European version where they never started with potions unless the quest actually gives you that option to start with it.
Ah,
Or they're
Okay.
given to you, you know what I mean?
so you could
So it
actually
doesn't have to be that way.
you could back convert this into the European rules again. So we the Ouroboros it forms into itself. And the Japanese port too. Don't forget about that one.
Yeah.
Future plans, right?
I'm checking the board. I don't see anything.
Out of the
I think
ordinary.
it's I think it's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's correct.
I think I found the
Quick,
source of the problem. I think unfortunately this cord on this camera has been wiggled too much and it's a little bit loose. So if it gets loose, it's going to freeze. So I'm trying to keep it steady.
quick
No
question
problem.
for you. Which
Hey, welcome back.
spells does the elf still have?
He has used up everything except for Pass Through Rock. But he does. We were talking. I don't know if you heard, but we were saying if he uses the Scroll of Spells, that will restore all three,
Restores one? Oh, well, okay.
including whatever he chooses to put into the spell ring. Because you can, not saying you have to, but you could put Heal Body into it, right? And so you'd have two uses of that, and then you'd have Pass Through Rock and Rock Skin.
Okay.
Yeah, and Rock Skin is actually in use at the moment, so it's actually
Oh,
in
okay.
use on the dwarf.
On the door. Okay.
And in addition to that, you also have the Potion of Cleverness, which gives you one spell back.
Correct.
Potion of Magic.
Oh, Potion of Magic.
Oh, I keep getting confused. Yeah, Potion of Cleverness is the 1 mind point restored.
Oh, okay, sorry. Oh yes, magic. I got Magic Scroll, Magic Potion, Potion of Cleverness.
I would
I
advance
didn't.
you. I would advance you that Potion of Cleverness and Potion of Magic will be available in the Alchemist shop of this redesign. Okay.
Excellent.
That's cool.
All right. So, any other questions before we get started? I think
No,
it's
I
the
think we're good.
barbarian's turn. So,
Sorry, Kurgan, just a comment. I
oh,
don't know if Elveiler has the updated
oh,
sheets because we sent him the picture, but the picture was not fully right.
yeah. I'll update. Thank you.
Just the dwarf one, I
Yeah.
think, is the
Cross off
the
one
only one.
healing potion. Dwarf has 5 body points, not 1. And also cross off heroic brew.
Heroic review. Yeah.
Dwarf is under the effect of rock skin. Elf has used up heal body also. Okay.
So who is going to play with the barbarian? Jace?
Yeah, yeah, I can do that.
Okay, Elveiler the elf.
Yep.
And who will play with the dwarf?
I'll keep playing the dwarf.
Okay.
All right. And the wizard has passed on to his reward, so we'll just okay. And then we're doing the same order: barbarian, dwarf, elf, right?
Have
Yes.
you started recording, Kurgan?
Oh yeah, I've been recording. I can stop it.
Okay,
The
perfect. So take the